Yes.
Going back again to the anxiety, you said that anxiety stuff is necessary to living a full life. You said that earlier on. I believe that it's not anxiety as such. I believe it's a sense of awe. You could replace that with the awe that is.
Well, I hope I didn't say anxiety is necessary to a full life, because I'm not quite as sure as that. I would say anxiety seems important to a full life. But you're saying that we should replace anxiety with awe?
I believe anxiety would be a source of restlessness and something. I don't believe that's something we should be dealing with on an ongoing basis.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you that anxiety, if it becomes chronic, can be very debilitating. And that's not what I'm advocating. And in fact, I see the sense of awe as very much, it's one of the few transcendental terms, this is why I love it so much, that really highlights the humility and daunting quality of living, as well as the emboldening and wondrous qualities. But it's together, it's compounded in one sensibility. So if anxiety is tempered by that boldness and that wonder and inquiry, all the better, it seems to me. And in fact, that boldness and wonder and inquiry often lead to anxiety, which then hopefully folds back into boldness and empowerment. And the cycle keeps going. Yeah.
Thank you for an excellent talk.
Thank you.
Just follow up on the anxiety. Do you frame the anxiety in a particular way for your clients, and do you differentiate between neurotic anxiety and existential anxiety, and then work that into a discussion on awe?
Well, I'm familiar with the distinction between neurotic anxiety and so-called normal anxiety. That could be a helpful distinction. Neurotic anxiety having to do with something like what this woman was speaking to before, chronic anxiety, being over-identified with anxiety-provoking situations. Whereas normal anxiety of living, as I understand it, as Rollo May puts it, is just a part of being exposed to creation and being. And being mortal beings, that we all have that. So
about the uncertainty about the future.
The uncertainty, yes, about the future.
And the idea that there will sometime the future will cease to be. The possibilities that present now are not infinite. They are finite, and the anxiety that comes with that.
Yeah, and here's a place, again, where I disagree with some of the hardcore, let's say, atheistic existentialists who focus on physical death as the problem. I don't think physical death is the problem. I think it's radical change or mystery that's the problem. So I think that's what's so terrifying. We don't know what's going to happen to us, ultimately, it seems to me. And that's maybe more terrifying than the idea of physical termination. I don't know. But your point is well taken that, yeah, these do relate to this sensibility that I'm calling awe, being able to live with these anxieties. Does that answer your question? Or?
Being able to live with them and prosper with
yeah.
them and to flourish with them from a positive psychology standpoint. Not to degrade the quality of one's life,
right.
but to enrich the quality of
right.
one's life.
Yes, to see the complexity. And then,
just following from that, the dictionary defines awe as a mixture of wonder and fear. And what I find in my practice is that when people experience awe, if they move into the fear and stay there, then they're into the neurotic anxiety. If I can help them to move to the wonder part,
yeah.
but they stay with fear for a whole lot of reasons.
Sure.
Maybe they think they have to. Sometimes they say, well, the fear of the Lord is good, so we have to and
Yeah.
the fear. But to move to the wonder, then you move into the existential anxiety.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think one always moves into the existential anxiety if they move into wonder.
But
I
at
mean,
least to a healthier place rather than the.
seems healthier, as long as they're not denying
Nope.
some degree of mortality and fragility as a human being.
But that's
But-
part of wonder, isn't it?
Yeah,
Accept
yeah.
that.
Well, that's true. I think that's the fuller sense of wonder. Yeah. By the way, on this wonder, I did want to read one quote from Rollo May. He is one of my mentors, along with Jim Bugenthal, in this area. Rollo died about 14 years ago now. Continues to be an unending fount of inspiration for me and many others. But he wrote, "The blocking of one's capacity for wonder and the loss of the capacity to appreciate mystery can have serious effects upon our health, not to mention the health of our whole planet." That's a great summary of this talk. The blocking of one's capacity for wonder and mystery can have serious health effects on ourselves and our planet. It speaks to the whole environmental movement as well.